Hello, I'm Tom Campbell coming to you from the LG Digital Studio at Georgetown University School of Continuing Studies. In focus today, consumer technology. And I'm joined by Michael Petricone, Senior Vice President, not of age, Senior VP of Government Affairs for the Consumer Technology Association. Michael, welcome.
Tom, happy to be here.
And a Georgetown graduate, by the way.
Yes, indeed.
Your alma mater here. You know, in your position, you've been responsible for representing the consumer technology industry's position before Congress on critical issues such as internet freedom, intellectual property, you name it, wireless spectrum, high-skilled immigration, the new 5G we'll be talking about, you know, and of course you've been a frequent speaker on policy issues and has been noted as one of the very top, you know, DC technology lobbyists. So I want to thank you so much. And we've been, you know, we've talked a lot about the students' interest, especially moving into the world of technology. The opportunities are more than ever. But we haven't really talked much about policy. And that's also critical, Michael.
So true.
So tell me about this. I mean, you've got so much new technology coming out, so many opportunities. What are you doing as far as in the world of technology and legislation?
This is a very exciting time, Tom, because what we're seeing right now is the emergence simultaneously of a number of technologies, the power to really transform and improve our lives. You've got self-driving cars, you've got artificial intelligence, you've got 5G, you've got robotics.
Augmented reality.
Augmented reality.
Absolutely.
And all these will have the potential to change society, you know, for the better. With self-driving cars alone, we have 40,000 people who lose their lives on American roads every year. Most of them by preventable driver accidents, mistakes.
Smart cities you've been talking about for years.
Oh no, smart cities that have the potential to really revolutionize the urban experience for the better. So and all these technologies are coming together and combining. So it's a very exciting time.
But you know, we don't hear a lot about policy, okay? We don't. On the news, we hear about other issues, but there's some issues here right now. I mean, the technology is just moving forward so quickly, exploding. There's so many opportunities right now, not 10 years from now, this year, next year, right now.
Yes.
So what do we do to have, you know, policy catch up or try to catch up with what's happening with technology?
Yes, well, the policy is very important, right? Because right now the United States leads the world in technology. Right. If you think about it, you know, the United States platforms, U.S. companies, are the dominant platforms for global commerce, global banking, information, entertainment, communication. All U.S. companies. The United States is more than half of the world's unicorns, which are companies valued over $1 billion and over. Right. So we're in the lead, and it's not because we're lucky, and it's not because we're simply great or predestined. It is because throughout the history of this country, we've made very good pro-innovation policy choices. We've had a First Amendment. That's important. We have the Supreme Court Betamax decision that says that if a product has a legal use, it's a legal product and you can sell it. We have something called intermediary liability, which means that if you're running an internet platform, right, and some bad actor on that platform does something wrong, the liability lies with the bad actor, not the platform. We have a Congress that generally, when there's a disruptive technology and new entrants and new competitors appear, and the old legacy, legacy competitors run to Congress, right? Whether it's like taxi cabs or hotels, and they say, pass a law, stop this. Congress has generally said no, like competition is good, no.
Yes.
So the reason we do well in technology is because we have made a series of correct choices. And in order to continue doing well, we need to continue making correct choices.
Well, what you said about disruptive technologies, this is really something. It's true. It's true.
Yes.
I mean, you look at what's happened. For example, where's the cassette tape? Where's the CD we used to see, you know? And now you got the 4K Ultra Blu-ray, for example, and streaming and everything else going on. But to that point, what are the current trends that you see in consumer technology, and how is policy affecting that?
Well, it's interesting. We put on a show every year called CES in January in Las Vegas.
Consumer Electronics Show.
And the Consumer Electronics Show. And it is over 2.5 million square feet. It is I'm somewhat biased, but like the biggest, coolest, most fun, most extraordinary show on the planet. And you can walk through it, the 2 million square feet, you can walk through it if you're wearing comfortable shoes. And you can see in front of you just everything that's going on.
And these aren't just TV sets.
But no, I mean, they've got great TV sets. They've got great TV sets. But they've also got self-driving cars and robotics and AR and VR and over 800 entrepreneurs in an area called Eureka Park. which is, I think, could be just maybe the biggest standalone entrepreneurship. But
Michael, I just had some of the Georgetown staff at CES a couple of years ago. This guy was sitting on the floor with some tofu. Hey man, check out my, looked like a diver's helmet.
Right.
That was Oculus. How many billion did that sell for? Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
But
it started at CES.
Right. Yeah. Well, I always say, if you ever want to be, reaffirmed about like the power of America and our future and the power of American innovation, just walk through CES.
I mean, whether you're an attorney. I mean, and you are the interface, really. If you take a look at between the technology and legislation, that's you.
Yes.
So let me ask you on this: how are consumers being protected from the negative or potential negative aspects of technology?
Well, technology is inherently disruptive, right?
Yes.
That means it changes things, and history has shown that it is generally for the good. But that there are always consequences, and we have as a society have to deal with those consequences, right? And I mean, and the upside is tremendous. But you've also got to deal with the negative externalities, right? And that is our responsibility as an industry, right? Being disruptive doesn't mean you can just walk into the room and flip over the tables and then wave goodbye and walk out, right? You've got to deal with these things. So for example, one thing is job training, right? We need to make sure that students today are graduating with the skills they need.
Both men and women.
Both men and women. Well, that's another thing. We got to make sure that, we got to make sure that students graduate with the skills they need.
Yep.
We got to make sure that again, all of America is able to take part, and all of America is able to use their skills, right? And that we have full representation, not just because it's the right thing to do, but because this is a globally competitive environment. Right.
But what is your message to technology management students on how policy affects technology and technology as a service? What would you say to that?
The most important thing, and I'm saying this because it's really, really rare, is to have a working knowledge of both worlds, right? To have the technical knowledge, to have the programming knowledge, to have the business knowledge, right? And combine that with the policy knowledge, because that's invaluable. Because it's always a struggle, right? I mean, as you know, the pace of tech is very, very fast. And the pace of government and policy making is really slow. It was designed that way, and it works. And the one outcome that you don't want are regulations, top-down regulations that are well-intended, because they're always well-intended, but will inadvertently choke off.
Encumber, right.
Right, and encumber. And because of that, things that could happen that would be beneficial wouldn't happen, right? So that's the outcome that you want to avoid.
Well, we're looking at issues right now from antitrust, a number of things that are right now. Privacy, which I know we have a few more minutes left, but Michael, I really appreciate you making the time for us here today. And Gary Shapiro, who is of course the CEO, president of CTA, has done a lot. And I know when you made the change from Consumer Electronics Show to Consumer Technology Show, it really represents a lot more than just a TV set or a computer or whatever. It's really technology, software, intellectual property. I mean, what you've done is just phenomenal. And I believe CES is the largest trade show, one of the largest in America right now, isn't it?
It is the largest professional show in the world.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, really. And it's been a pleasure having you here. Really.
Great.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay. Well, thank you. And stay tuned. There's much more coming from the LG Digital Studios at Georgetown SCS. Thank you so much for watching.